Greetings, Mythics. Good merry morning to you. Yes, my name is Ken Boyter, and this is the Edra Tales Twitch channel. And that is Grocklesnook, and I've already said my name. How are you all? Yes, it's another Ramblings of a Storyteller, Edra Scrolls, here in the dungeon. Hopefully you've had a lovely week. I've had a lovely week. Have you had a lovely week? He's had a lovely week. You're on time. Well, kind of. I'm about 3 minutes late. But hey, that will do. Yes, for those of you that weren't privy to Wednesday's live stream of Cursebreaker, we do a live stream every Wednesday at 6:30 p.m, a gamebook live stream. However, last Wednesday I was about 20 minutes late. Oops. I've got a very, very valid and serious excuse why. I was asleep. Hey! Yes, normally I do have a pre-show snooze, and I just forgot to set my alarms. So I was merrily in the land of dream. Yes, but anyway, it was all a good session. Maybe I needed that extra sleep just to bring you another outstanding episode. Hello, Lerin. Good evening, good evening, good evening from Sulphur Fragrance at the Countryside Hot Springs Park. That sounds fantastic, Lerin. Take plenty of photos of that. Are you allowed to hop into the hot springs? Probably not allowed to, are you? But you should be. It's land. You should just be able to do what we want on land. Surely it's free. Maybe not. Maybe not. Yes, so thank you to all the new followers. I really appreciate that. And it does tell me the last follower that followed the channel is Ben Bias, if that's how you pronounce it. Ben Bias 81. Thank you so much for following the channel. Really, really appreciate that. Helps with the algorithms, helps grow the community as well, the fellowship, the guild. I don't know what we've got. The guild, the fellowship. Thank you for following. Really, really appreciate that. And if you know anyone else that likes fantasy stuff, and this is the channel for you. This is the Edra Tales. We cover all fantasy basically, and that's what this morning's show is about. We ramble on about fantasy. We talk about my creative projects. We talk about your creative projects, and basically anything in between. So we do have the Druid Wisdom little mini tarot cards that I like to pull. No, these are sort of oracle cards, aren't they? So let's pull one of these out this morning, see what we get. Not quite. Favourite hot springs were those of Jane Austen's. Oh yeah, of course, in Bath, and had a nice pint of green Roman mineral water, and of course the one in Tokyo 18 years ago. Fantastic. Yes, I have been to the one in Bath, like the official Victorian one, you know, that's gorgeous, you know, that you're not allowed in, but it looks amazing. Yeah, that's the Roman one, I guess, isn't it? Oh yeah, the green Roman. Yes, yeah, because it is all green, isn't it? Yeah, that's just a stunning building. It's just amazing. However, there is another one in Bath that is a modern building, but they are kind of like hot baths. And a swimming pool. It's like a big swimming pool. It's like loads of layers. It's like a 3 or 4 story building. And on the top is an open air swimming pool, but it's like a hot bath, basically. So you're open air, but it's all hot. It's lovely. And it's not really swimming. It's more just everyone just sitting around in a hot bath, basically. Chapter 12 outlined it at last. Oh, Chapter 12 outlined at last. This is Martha and her creative project, her writing a book. My cards haven't arrived yet, although a book I ordered a week ago on the bookstore from England arrived yesterday. Well, that's interesting, yeah. So I sent out the Story Spark cards on, I think it was the 1st of February or the 2nd of February, or maybe even the 3rd of February. So where are we now? It's about a week. So hopefully, Martha, then, that you'll get them sometime next week. I've been looking into my mailbox every day. Oh, I bet you have. I bet you have. See, that's we don't in the UK. We don't have mailboxes. We don't have little boxes at the end of our path. We actually, the postman or postwoman, post through our letterbox. So in the door of every house, we've got like a little opening. You lift up the flap, you can put the parcels in, or you put the letters in. But the problem is with parcels, we haven't really got a system for that, so they just leave them in front of your door. They never used to. This is because it's a private companies now. But the old, the official post office, Royal Mail, they wouldn't just leave it. They would actually put a little note through your door, and then they would try and deliver it the next day, which I find a much better system, because just in case someone steals it from your doorstep. Oh, look at me, am I right, Scruff? There we go, that's better. I've been looking at my books every day. Yeah, so I would imagine if it takes a week for a book to get to you, Martha, it probably would be arriving next week. Your decks. Right, okay, so we're going to choose now. I've been shuffling these. We're going to choose... Oh, look at that one. We're choosing this one. Nice bit of... I don't know which way around it is. Oh, look at that. It's some sort of carving on it. It's a fish carving. That's lovely. Look at that. And flowers. It is Well of Memories. The Well of Memories. Remember the wise Remember the wise witches whose lives were kept cruelly ceased. Their spells linger in Edinburgh as the morning dawns peace. Wow. Let me read that again. So I kind of butchered that. Well of Memories. Remember the wise witches whose lives were cruelly ceased. Their spells linger in Edinburgh as the morning dawns peace. There you go. So it's forgiveness and release. So yeah, what a beautiful cards. Beautiful cards. I wish I had that. One of my neighbours is quite nosy, and I have caught her looking in my mailbox. See, that's my problem with that, with the mailbox system. America has it. That's how I know about the mailbox system, just because you see it on films in America. And also I've been to America. And I always a bit like, yeah, that's just really trusting. Really trusting, because they're not locked. Anybody can just go along, put anything in your mailbox, take anything out of it. And the problem is that the post office, your delivery people will say, no, we put it in the mailbox. It's now your responsibility. And it's like, yeah, but it's not locked. Whereas we've got, it's a hole, it's covered up, but you can stick your hand through it. But they're in a position where you can't really break in. But they're great. So you just put letters in, and the letters then fall on your doormats on the inside of your door. The UDME outline video courses will be on special again, and I'm deciding which heroic fantasy tongue to pick up. Oh, I see. Do they teach you various different fantasy languages? Latin may always be the language of wizards, but Norse is the language of warriors, yes, and more popular in the last 20 years of heroic fantasy, both Eastern and Western, live-action animated, or even games. Yes, well, Norse... You could imagine, it's that Viking environment, warriors, and I guess it sort of suits their attitude, their sort of masculine, sort of, like Klingon, I guess. It's similar to Klingon, I would imagine. I don't know, I've not studied it, but yeah, I can imagine, yeah, you can see why. That's pretty cool, yeah. Do they teach Dothraki from Game of Thrones? Because I did buy a CD, and I was going to do it as a Bottled Imp episode. We were going to do it as a regular feature, because I'm terrible at learning languages, so it would have been hilarious. So, there we are. Well, they're talking to Story Spark cards. Here are the Story Spark cards. No Dothraki, I'm afraid. Well, maybe I need to video myself doing Dothraki. So, yes, here we go. We've got the Magical Objects deck, colour. We've got the Mythical Creatures deck, colour. There's also the Mythical Creatures black and white. And also the Magical Objects deck, black and white. And they've been winging their way through to you. So I did an update this morning on the backers update. And, guys, it's interesting how I should pull out that one. I'll tell you why in a second. Sorry, I was hoping to join you this morning, but now I got to go out. I'll have to catch up later. Oh, no worries, Jonathan. That is a shame. That is a shame. Just talking about the Story Spark cards. And they should, all the UK people, all the UK backers should have them by now. I've had some good feedback already, which is fantastic. And I was going to say the overseas people, that'll be probably 3-4 weeks, I would imagine. But I've put in the update this morning, if you've not received it by the end of March, then let me know, because something's gone wrong. Believe it or not, Viking were very clean. Yeah, they took a bath every Saturday and cleaned themselves thoroughly. That's more than me. It's more than me. Yeah, I can imagine that there are certain myths around certain cultures, probably put about by their enemies. So, have a good day, Wise Warlock. Yes, Jonathan. Yes, have a lovely, lovely day, Jonathan. Thank you for just popping in. Really appreciate it. So, yeah, feedback we've got already, weirdly enough, I just pulled this out at random, is Flute of Flight. John Gerard, he ordered a deck. I've known him for a number of years now because he watched the Bottled Imp, and he said he already used them. He lives in the UK. He already used them in a game of Hero Quest, and because he DMs Hero Quest, and he said, yeah, they were really good because I could use these extra items for heroes to find in the dungeons. And he said, we pulled out one randomly, and it was the Flute of Flight. And he said it fitted perfectly because he'd set up pit traps for, you know, the heroes. But the guy with the Flute of Flight, he could, because you can hover, you can just travel very small distances with this. And he said, yeah, so he had the Flute of Flight, so he could fly over them, whereas his friends had to disarm them. So already, he goes, yeah, so already, you know, he said he's using them and integrating them into his, you know, game system, which is why it's cool that they're neutral. And we've had Sam, who normally watches and joins in, you know, our live streams. She has already used them as oracle cards. So she picked 3 at random and then gave guidance on those 3. So she didn't really, I guess she took into account the description on the back, but then she did her own description as oracle cards. So that's amazing. I think there are records, this is Jonathan, of Anglo-Saxons complaining about Vikings coming over here and stealing our women because they were clean, smelled nice and did their hair. Oh, fantastic. Yeah, that's it, gentlemen. If you want to get yourself a lady, make sure you wash every Saturday. And behind the ears. Put a bit of rose petal water on. Lirin's put here, and did their hair, yeah. They braid it, probably. Finnish and Icelandic it is then, yeah, because unlike the still always awesome Latin, both are still used today and will come in awful handy when I go there to try fermented shark. Oh, he's going for the fermented shark. I did have a can of shark soup once. We found it in the back of my mum's larder. And we were like, shark's fin soup. We daren't open it. I guess just in case it attacked us. Both of them are difficult to understand. Yes, I can imagine. Well, good luck learning those. Better you than me, because I'm rubbish at learning languages. Love my blue cheese. Oh, I love blue cheese. And so I heard Hakal, fermented shark. Oh, is that what it's called? Tastes like chicken. No, tastes like meteor, but as tasty blue. Oh, but as tasty as blue cheese. We all like a bit of blue cheese, my friend. We all like a bit of blue cheese. Yeah, so already, you know, people have been using their Story Spark cards. Sam doing her tarot with them. She'll probably continue to use them for that. I know Dylan, who again used to watch, you know, a bit more regularly. He also uses them as oracle cards. And those of you that are in the Edra Tales Facebook group have probably seen over the years him do the black and white mythical creatures one. So that's really exciting. I kind of think maybe we should do an oracle deck now with the existing cards, you know, with the existing images, and do a couple of Oracle decks just to, you know, just to go for it. So that would be amazing. That would be amazing. Yes. Oh, I've read that comment out already. So there we go. So if you have received your deck, it would be really, really fantastic for us if you could post up onto social media, onto your social media, onto our social media. You know, go to the Facebook Tales Facebook group Edra Tales, or the Art Collective. That's Rich's one, Art Collective. And yeah, just leave good feedback. Obviously, good feedback. Good feedback. No, leave feedback. But I can't imagine anyone would give us a bad review. And it all helps. And then, you know, I'll then hope, you know, if you do that and you don't mind, I'm sure you won't mind, that we could use that then in our little bit of publicity, you know, like for the website. Because what I do want to do is we've got a little bit of stock left of all of them. So it would be nice to, you know, put these out into the world as well. And yeah, and so I'll put them onto my Edra Tales website to then sell on the website. And of course, little reviews, little bits of, you know, these are amazing. These, really loved using these. They really inspired me. Little things like that, you know, when you see that, hopefully that inspires people to, you know, trust that they are a good deck. That was my freezing tip to the mailbox and nothing yet. Oh, did you just go off there? Oh, well, thanks for looking again. I would imagine, fingers crossed, that you'll get them one day next week. Because if it takes a book from the UK to go to Norway in a week, I don't know why these are taking longer, but surely it would take roughly the same sort of time. Unless they sent them, you know, like a speedier one. Like I can't remember if I sent these second class or not. Oh no, there isn't a second class. I think there's just a standard. I think there's standard and speedier. So I think I just sent them the standard one. Oh, you have hot chocolate. I am so jealous. I love hot chocolate, but I forgot to buy some. I ran out of hot chocolate. Instead, I've got honeyed tea. Back on the honeyed tea. Very nice, very nice. So, what's everybody been up to? What have I been up to? I have received in the mail, talking of things in the mail, I have received James' latest game book. That is Malinkar, Lord of Enmity. Lord of Enmity, I can read, honest. Received that through the post, so that's very cool. It's a game book. It looks like a game book. It smells like a game book. It's a game book. He's very kindly signed it as well, so that's cool. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to playing this. Now, he has advised, not only to me personally, but also, he's got a little disclaimer on the front here. It says, this book contains explicit text and is not suitable for anyone under the age of 18. So, that is a little bit, because he said, oh, maybe not suitable for Twitch. However, I wouldn't mind playing this and do a live stream of it. Now, you can set the adult settings on it so that children can't view the live stream. So maybe we could do that. Let me know what you think. Or, if you don't want to do that, then fair enough. There's plenty of other game books we can do, and I'll just play this on my own. Remember, not for Twitch, as he said yesterday. Yes, I know, but I think you can set it. I think you can set it for Twitch. But let me know if you would rather not have an adult game book. I don't know how explicit it is, but he's obviously thinks it's explicit enough to put a disclaimer in it. And he sent out a little badge as well. Little badge of his logo. So that's pretty cool. I'm not a fan of adult stuff. It's not my cup of tea. Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, I'm in two minds. To whether or not to do that. So maybe I'll just play it myself and give it a little review. Maybe I'll do that. Had an awesome Chinese New Year. Oh, has it happened already? Has it happened? Open the Year of the Dragon with sparkling firecrackers. Happy New Chinese Year to you, Lee Rin, and everyone, and you, Gocklesnook. Fantastic. Wow, firecrackers. What are firecrackers? Are they fireworks? We call them fireworks. Because didn't the Chinese invent fireworks, firecrackers? Yes, fantastic. It is the Year of the Dragon. So, what have I been up to? Well, Happy New Year, Liam. What is the next Story Spark cards? Oh, that is a very, very good... Oh, yes. Yes, we did. Oh, okay, so it's the same. Cool. Glad you had a lovely time. What is the next Story Spark cards? That is a very good question. Well, the next thing to do, actually, Martha, is to send off the original illustrations to people that backed that pledge. And I'm still waiting for one more to get back to me on that one. And then once I've sent that out, then I'll be contacting everybody regarding the writing course, the people that backed that pledge, the short story fantasy writing course, and Rich will be contacting people that did the art course. And then we'll be starting thinking about the next deck, and I will go through the list because I've come up with loads of ideas of what the next deck could be. And then again, we did a vote for it. So I might put 10 up, and then I'll let the backers vote because they're the ones that also, you know, they're the ones that have supported the Story Spark cards. I might put it up into the Facebook group as well, just to get a different crowd looking at it as well. So I might do that. Can you? You might want this. I have salted caramel fudge. Oh, you know I've got a sweet tooth. Salted caramel fudge, that's gorgeous. Enjoy that, Martha, enjoy that. So we haven't decided which one it is. We like to put it out to the vote. That's how we came with the Magical Objects deck. That's the one that got the most votes, so that's the one we went with. So this is my to-do list. I don't know if you could see this. These are my creative projects. But what have I been working on? I have been working on a few board games, really. Oh, suddenly my mouth went a bit dry. So, oh yeah, yes, yeah. And I'm gearing up to start, I'm gearing up to start writing the Edra Tales newsletter. So last time we made a plan together of what the newsletter should involve. So I'm going to be gearing up to write that for the first time. So that's exciting. And then, but what I have been working on mainly this week has been, where is it? Oh yeah. My Devilish Deaths, my murder mystery that's not fantasy. And yeah, so I've started to make the prototype. I can't remember if I showed you this before, but I've started to make the prototype. I don't know how well you can see that. It's all in pencil at the moment. And so basically, the board is going to be this size, like Talisman. This is the size of the Talisman board. Okay. And then you're going to have in the middle... I can't show you that. It's too big. Too big. I'll do it like this. So imagine this was the actual board. So in the middle is where the location, where the setting of the murder mystery happens. And then round the outside is where you put the cards. You put them all around there. I remember I voted for the tavern last time. Oh, but very much got outvoted. Oh, fair enough. Well, the taverns, yeah, I mean, all the ideas that I put up there, I don't mind which one I do because I love the ideas of doing taverns. So maybe more people, will, if you vote for tavern, maybe more people will vote for taverns as well. God made kittens. Lucifer made, what's that? Pomegarians. I don't know who they are. What are they? Little foxes. Still have 3 fanged holes in my thumb. Oh, from trying to teach my cousin Pomerania. Is it like a little squirrel type creature? To sit and wait, and got a nice bloody bite for my troubles when I took his treat when he refused to wait for more than 6 seconds. Well, to be honest, Lewin, I'm kind of on the little creature's side. Oh, is it a little dog? Oh, right, sorry. I'm kind of on the dog side. Nobody waits for a treat. Just give it to me. So, yeah, so what we're going to do is we're going to have the location in the middle, and then all the cards are going to be around the edge. And there's going to be different cards, such as witness cards, forensic cards, clue cards, hint cards, maybe event cards, you know, various different cards around the outside. And in the middle is going to be the location, the setting. Now, the first case takes place in a hotel. And so what you do is each case is going to have a set of cards with the different rooms of that setting. So it's going to be all the rooms of the hotel, not all the rooms, but the relevant rooms of the hotel. And what you do is you lay them out face down, I think, to begin with. And then when you flip them over, you then read out the conditions of that card, and then that is a new room to investigate. So basically, the conditions might be, move the colonel from the library to this room. So you go, oh, okay, the colonel's joined you in that room. And then it might say, you know, there's a new person in this room that you never met before. So it might be, and put the and the waitress is in this room too. So there you go, oh, okay, so the colonel's in this room and the waitress is in this room. And then I'm going to have little standees, so you put the two characters in there, and you'll have a little standee as a sleuth. And then you can go, right, I know I can investigate the clues on the card, because there'll be numbers on the card. I can test for forensic, because there'll be letters. Plus, you can question any witnesses that are in that room. So you go, oh, the colonel's just come into that room. I'm going to question the colonel. Now, you might have previously questioned the colonel before, but because he's in a different room, he might have a different attitude. He might go, oh, I'm glad I caught you where there's no one listening. Actually, I wanted to tell you this. Do you see what I mean? So, as the game progresses, you might get slightly different information from the witnesses depending on the sort of time of the investigation. And I'm also going to have a timeline along the bottom. And so you have to solve the case in 24 hours. And there'll be a timeline. So after everybody's had a go, that is the end of the round, and that's 1 hour gone. So you move it down to the next hour, and then down to the next hour, down to the next hour. And then once it's gone 24 hours, you have one more go, and then you have to sort of decide who actually murdered and why. And it's a cooperative game, so I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Those dogs are small and fluffy. They can be great companions, and they are smart, at least according to my friend. Oh, bless them. Well, they are smart because they thought, look, there's a treat waiting for me there. Why am I having to wait? I'm hungry. Give me the treat. And he's smart because he thought, I know what's stopping me, and it was Lirin's fingers. Well, I hope your finger's all right, though, Lirin. I hope they're all right. So that is basically the premise, where you go around exploring the locations, you look for clues, you test for forensics, you question witnesses, and there are a few other things that you can do as well. And you also get prestige points, because the more, famous you become, the more word gets around that you're actually quite a good detective, the more prestige points you get. And then you can spend prestige points to do various other things as well. So yeah, I'm very happy with it. I had to iron out a few rules this week, and it got quite intense because I'd say it's a mid complexity to maybe slightly complex, heavy complexity. So trying to keep everything in my head and work it all out was quite difficult. But obviously I've written out the rules, so that's basically what I was doing. So I've printed them off now. So there's 9 pages of A4 rules. 9 pages. So yeah, it's definitely a mid-weight to more heavyweight game. And it's going to be like a fairly big box. You've got the board, you've got all the witness cards, you've got all the forensic cards, you've got all the clue cards, you've got all the little standees, you've got the cards for the location. Oh, but it's one thumb. The god saw fit to give me 2 days like these. Oh, I see. Yes, one thumb equals 2 days of hurt. I think that's how God works it out. And a finger, well, that's 3 days of hurt because it's not as fleshy. They're not quite as fleshy as the thumb. So the good news is then I think I've got the rules down. I think that's the basic rules are done. The next stage is to create the prototype, because I have to fit the murder into the game. So I have to figure out which bit of information goes on which witness cards, you know, who's saying what, and also where that information is revealed. So which room is that information going to be revealed, and have enough clues so that the murder can be solved, and have enough red herrings so that, you know, it's not easy, it's fairly difficult. So that is the next stage, and the only way I thought I could do that is if I actually make the prototype. So what I need to do is now cut out card-sized bits of paper, just cut all blanks out, and then, you know, all the witnesses, and then all the forensic and all of that, and then I need to then create the rooms and go, right, so in the kitchen, I know, in the kitchen I'll put 3 red herrings. So, you know, it might be that you see a red stain on the floor or on the counter, and yeah, it's blood. It is blood. And then you could test for forensics, but then when you get the forensic back, it's like, yeah, it's, you know, it's blood from the beef. You know, it's blood from the chef making dinner. It's not actually human blood. So that kind of thing. So I need to fit the clues into the game, if that makes sense. And I have to work out, okay, so what is the chef going to say? Did the chef see anything? Is the chef going to just say nothing? Is the chef going to, you know, bad mouth one of the other characters, one of the other witnesses, and say, well, yeah, you might want to have a word with the waiter, because I know the waiter has got a grudge against so-and-so. Do you know what I mean? Like, what do I put into each card? And that's going to be quite difficult. Might sound bad, but my 2 favourite dog breeds are German Shepherd and Norwegian Elk Hound. Do you know what? I love the sound of Norwegian Elk Hound. I have no idea what that dog looks like, but I love the hound part of it, an Elk Hound, which leads me to suspect it's quite a big dog. German Shepherds I'm familiar with. We call them Alsatians, or German Shepherds, but Alsatians. Yeah, and they're normally sort of guard dogs, aren't they? So I would imagine a Norwegian elk hound is also a kind of guard dog. Or corn syrup, even, if it's fake blood made by the chef. Yeah, exactly, it could be corn syrup, but I guess it's got to look like blood for you to want to spend, you know, a go testing for forensics. You know, if it's milk, if it looks like milk, it's like, well, that's going to be milk. I'm not going to bother testing for it. But I see what your point. Yeah, your point is, it's like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I need to work out red herrings as well as proper clues as well. I'll send you a post on Facebook later. Nice, looking forward to it. Yeah, so that I'm very, very excited about, because it's taken me quite a while to work out all the rules of the Murder Mystery board game. And now that I have, I feel like I'm getting closer now to creating the prototype, which means once I've created the prototype, I will then, you know, ask a few friends to play test it for me, and just see how they get on with it. See if they manage to solve it. If they do manage to solve it, did they enjoy the game? You know, is it enjoyable? Is it too hard? Is it too easy? What did they like about it? What didn't they like about it? You know, was the actual mechanics easy to follow? And also, would they play it again? Would they want to play another, you know, case? Because the idea is to have lots of cases, you know, and in the future, you just release little expansion packs that are, you know, the next couple of cases. And because the board is going to be blank, and just like the Cluedo board, you know, it's like the floor plans. But with my one, you lay cards over that are fully illustrated. Then all you do for the expansion is you put new locations in, and new characters, new witnesses, new forensic clues, you know, that sort of thing. But you just don't include the board. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to doing that. But that's going to be probably a long way off. Leaving has put in elk hounds sounds like the type of guard dog that fair folk, yeah, notably like the she they use in their courts. Yes, exactly. Elk hounds does sound very lovely, fantasy-esque, doesn't it? The shining courts of Tina Nog, land of eternal youth and beauty. I like the sound of that as well. So as I say, that is what I've been mostly working on, my murder mystery board game. I have been working on another game, a card game, but I can't go too much into detail about that at the moment. I've also been working on, though, which I can talk about, is my party game. Again, it's not fantasy, but it's a party game. And basically, I'm at the stage where I've play tested it 3 times now with 3 different sets of people. And each time, and this is if you are designing board games, each time it's so valuable to get play testing. If you're writing game books, get them play tested, because people spot stuff that you won't spot. I'm guarantee it. They'll spot stuff, even if it's just typos. Even oh, got a bit of a shock there. There was a bit of a bang over in the dungeon. It made me jump. Oh, come on now. I think it was a large elk hound knocking at the door. Scratching at the door. Yeah, so play testing is crucial. So if you've written a game book, or you're designing board games or anything like that, get people to play test it. Morning, Sally. Good morning. How are you? How are you, madam? Madam. Yes, Madam Straw. Get people to play test it. So I've play tested this game now with 3 sets of people, and it's a party game. And from that feedback, each time I play test it with different sets of people, they come up with some different ideas, and they said, "Oh, I didn't like this. I did like this." And then you shape it, you shape it, you shape it. It's like a stage play. You workshop it, or a comedian. You know, they workshop their material to small groups, and then they realise what works and what doesn't work. And then when they take their stage show on tour, they pretty much got a good show that they know that every joke is going to laugh. People are going to laugh at. So what I'm going to do now is I am going to make another prototype, because there was changes to the previous prototype. So I need to print off another prototype and make more cards as well. And then I do have a series of murder mysteries coming up in March, where I know that the actors will enjoy playing this game. So I'm going to play test the new version, I think version like 4 or 5 or whatever it is, with the new rules in place. It's a more streamlined version. We'll play test it, and I'm pretty confident that is the one that we're going to go with. That will be the game then that I pitch to publishers. Yes, it's the Chinese New Year now. Lirin has celebrated that with firecrackers. All me firecrackers. Someone's kicked me in me firecrackers. And yeah, so once I play tested it a few times with the new rules, then I'll go, right, yeah, I'm pretty sure this works. I've play tested it enough. Now we're going to, get the pitch ready and send it off to publishers. And I do like a pitch sheet that has what's unique about the game, explains the game. I don't go into massive details. You don't go into every single nuance of the rules, but you give an overview, just so somebody can quickly sum up in a 1-sheet thing what it's all about, but I do it nice. I do graphics on it, I do images, you know, I make it look nice and very clear and very quick, because people haven't got a lot of time, so they just want all the information very clearly set out, so they know, oh yeah, it's this type of game, great. What's the unique selling point though? Oh, okay, that's fun. And then they'll, you know, and also what I do is a how to play video, and I link that and I give them the link. Plus, when Kedrick and I have designed board games, we then tend to put it up onto Tabletop Simulator, which means they can play test it if they're overseas. However, I know, maybe I could put it on Tabletop Simulator, because what you could do, yeah, you could just be, you can be in communication, but I'm not sure how well, because if there's delays, because the party game that it's sort of like is like Cards Against Humanity. So I don't know if anybody's played Cards Against Humanity. It's very, very funny. So I've been working on that. So really I've been working on two things. But what I've wanted to work on, and Martha will know about this, Jam probably knows about this as well, anybody that's creative probably knows about this, is, where's my, there it is. I have been wanting to work on my game book, my fantasy game book, but I've had to temporarily stop working on that because I needed to work more on the board game. So there we are. That's pretty much what I've been up to. And the other thing that I'm gearing up for, apart from my psychic fair that I'm going to do some mediumship at the end of February, but in middle March, the 18th and 19th, I think it is, of May, not March, May, is a book festival in Hertfordshire. So it's a Hearts Book Festival, and I've been to all the previous two. This will be its third year. And we have got a slightly different venue on the second day, on the Sunday. It's still in Ware. The first day is in Hertford, at the Hertford Castle. The second day is at the Southern Maltings Theatre. And they've got a really cool downstairs space, so they can fit a lot of authors in. They've got a cafe. They're going to have workshops happening. They're going to have forums happening. So it's going to be a good book festival. And it's not just fantasy, although there are quite a lot of fantasy authors there. But yeah, it's all types of books as well. So that's going to be very, very exciting. Jonathan came to the first one and we had a really good laugh. So I hope that, Jonathan, if you are watching this back, that you can come along to that. I have sent you the details. You probably were on the mailing list as well. But I know now, since your move, it's quite a way for you to come. So I understand if you don't want to come. I will take it personally, though. I will take it personally. Tomorrow night, either going to go back to Dark Souls 2 Classic, or I'm going to finally step into the Norse Redemption Saga, God of War, Ragnarok. No, Ragnarok. I've heard that God of War is good. Yeah, that's one game I sort of wanted to play as well. I'm going to be cracking into this in a couple of weeks' time. The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. I've not even opened it yet. Listen to the lovely crackly cellophane. Not even opened it. I'm going to be cracking into that, and I do a live stream every Friday, 7 PM UK time. We do a video live stream, and we've been playing Lost in Random, which has been very fun. It's been good. It's all themed about rolling dice. It's really good. It's sort of gothic, and we play a little girl called Even. Her sister Odd has been taken by the evil queen, and we've got to go and rescue her. And we've been going through the 6 towns. There's 6 towns that we have to get to. The queen lives in Sixtopia, and we're in town number 5, the 5-tropolis. And so we're just exploring. So each town you go into, you explore, and then you've got various side quests you have to do in order to get to the next town. And it's really, really cool. It's got a really cool combat system where you roll a die, and whatever it rolls onto is the number of points you get, which means you can then spend points on cards. So you have a set of playing cards, that are different things. So some might be a bow and arrow that shoots, you know, arrows. One might be like a bomb. One might be a sword, you know, whatever. One might be a healing potion. And they cost various different amount of points. So obviously you sort of you do your combat like that. It's very clever. I really enjoy it. And Martha's been watching along, and we've had some good fun with it. Word of advice: complete the original Greek trilogy of God of War before going to the Norse duology, knowing just what attracts you to protagonist Kratos, committed in Greece, that he must atone for in Iceland, makes his quest for atonement more emotionally poignant. So is that... Oh, I see. So is that a video game called Greek Trilogy, or do you mean just read about that Greek trilogy? Because it's that I've not really got into Greek mythology. I kind of know a little bit, you know, like everyone, and I've not really got into Norse mythology either, which, you know, I should do, shouldn't I? There's not enough time. There's not enough hours in the day. Not enough hours in the day. Although Druid wisdom. God of War is a series divided into two sagas, Greek trilogy and Norse duology. Oh, okay. 5 games so far. Oh, I see. So basically you're saying... See, I didn't realise that. So you're saying start with game 1 and just work your way through it. Right. Okay. I will bear that in mind if I remember. Because the thing is, though, I hardly get any time to play video games. Hence why I thought, I know, I'll live stream video games, because then at least I'm going to be committed to playing a video game, and it's nice to relax, because I can overwork myself on my creative projects. And we don't want burnout, do we? So, it's, you know, I'm still playing Skyrim 10 years later, 11 years later. So if I get into a game, I really like to play it. So this will probably take me a couple of years to get through, I would imagine. Because I am just going to be live streaming it. But yeah, there you go. Cool. Well, look at that. 47 minutes. Boy, how I can chat. So yeah, so Hearts Book Festival, I'm really looking forward to that. I probably might do a live stream from there. I normally do a live stream where I go around and I just chat to the stall holders, and we just, you know, it's just good fun. It gives you a little flavour of what it's like. And also, yeah, I think we are going to launch of Magic and Monkeys, like officially. We're going to launch it. Oh yeah, we mentioned doing a 24-hour live charity. That's crazy. That's crazy. So yeah, we're going to launch the book of Magic and Monkeys kind of officially at the Hearts Book Festival. So that's kind of that, you know, it's a little bit of a buzz, a little bit of publicity. So I do need to prepare for that, actually. Maybe I need to get little badges made. Now time for finally drink the hot chocolate. Oh, lovely. And munch into that macadamia biscuit. Oh, that sounds lovely. Yes, enjoy, Lirin, absolutely. Well, there we are. Yes, we're going to let Lirin enjoy his hot chocolate and his little biscuit. And hopefully his thumb is going to heal from the little chihuahua dog bite. It wasn't a chihuahua. Chihuahua. I don't know dogs. I don't know dogs. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Thank you, Jam, once again for the book. This was a Kickstarter project and successfully funded, and they've been sent out now. So maybe we will play that as a game book. Maybe we won't if it's too adult. Maybe I'll have a quick flick through and just see how adult it is. Yeah. Next live stream will be on Twitch. Once again, the Edra Tales Twitch channel. We are playing Cursebreaker. I think it's part 4. Might even be part 5. And don't worry, we tend to catch people up. Sometimes I forget, but if you've not been watching part 1 or 2 or 3 or 4, whatever the parts it is, they are still available on Edra Twitch channel, so you can just sit and watch those. Put them on in the background. Do your ironing to them. Do your washing up to them. Do your calisthenics to them. I don't even know what calisthenics are. But yeah, so you can catch up by watching the episodes as well. I do plan actually to download the videos and then put them or link them to my website. I think I need to do that as well. Thank you so much. Really, really appreciate you watching. Send you 2 photos of Norwegian silk hand. Warning, they're super cute. Can I see them now?